Hi Virgo, it's Romy. Welcome to the channel. This is your October 2021 soul story. If you have a sun rising or your moon is in the sign, then this is the reading for you. We're just going to break down the energies that we see coming in and give you some clarity so that you feel a bit more empowered to move through the next few weeks. So we're into Libra energy. You've come out of your solar returns, and of course Libra lights up that second house of value for you. So not a surprise that we open up with the energy of the Six of Pentacles, because you really are going to be looking very keenly and with discernment at the relationships in your life through the month of October and assessing the value that they have for you. I think there's also a requirement that during this month you're also able to communicate and express the ways in which you've changed, what you're now expecting, and what it's going to take to perhaps balance out some of those relationships that have maybe got a little bit off kilter. The Six is about finding that new sense of equilibrium and harmony. So first of all, you got to check in with yourself, Virgo, and let's be reminded Mercury's in retrograde in the sign of Libra. You're Mercury ruled, so it always affects you and Gemini that little bit more in terms of the way you communicate, what you're thinking, and just the expression of that energy. And so it is going to be impacting on you, but that's an invitation really to go a little bit more deeply into the language that you're using, what you are choosing to express and how you're saying it. And perhaps because of the way that sometimes things get misconstrued or misunderstood when we're in these transits, it's a way for you to really think even more quietly and soulfully, how can I get this across? I know I've changed. I understand the true value of me. If this isn't being recognized or embraced, in my partnerships, in the important relationships in my world, within my family, at work, friendships, then what is it going to take for me to be able to kind of really align with that even more confidently and assertively so that can be demonstrated? And I think that's going to be front and center space in your mind, because even when we move into Scorpio season, it's third house, which is all about the way that you think and how you communicate. So when we move into the first week, we've got the new moon in the sign of Libra coming in, and on the same day Pluto is shifting direct in Capricorn. So of course, new moon energy wanting you to think about, what new seeds do I want to sow? What are the new intentions that I want to feel more deliberate about? And that has extra emphasis, that word deliberate, when we talk about Pluto shifting direct in Capricorn, because really this planet demands absolute devotion. There's been a powerful inner transformation that's taken place during that last 5 months, and now is the time that you get to see the physical manifestation of that showing up. We get to walk our talk. And so that new moon has quite a powerful statement, I feel, and it's like that opening energy for the month ahead that's really going to help you to kind of put on display, this is how I've transformed. These are the ways in which I now I need to address this as a sort of permanent change. And it's beautiful. You've got the Three of Wands coming in, and it's showing me ways in which you are stepping up because of that. And even when we look toward Venus, which is the natural ruler of the second house, she's shifting into Sagittarius on the 7th. And in this particular sign, we really value our freedom, and we want to look toward the horizon in the future, with more of a sense of optimism and confidence. And you can see here in the Three of Wands, you're like elevated in your position so that you can see at a distance. What I think is interesting is that the hair tendrils are kind of coming down her back here, which suggests to me that you're still giving people an opportunity to kind of follow in your footsteps. So even if you feel in some aspects, either personally or professionally, you're a little bit ahead of somebody else, there's time for those people to catch up. But the thing is, you have to communicate what the vision is, Virgo. This is what I think is so important. You have to put in practice what you've learned, and you have to communicate that vision, because you can't be disappointed with people, if your needs haven't been met, but you haven't actually shared what they are. So I think there's an important aspect of this being acknowledged through the course of October for you. I also think it's going to be really important that you avoid peer pressure, okay? yourself are getting some really important, significant downloads, and all of these are coming in a way that's meant to help you to exercise a greater degree of certainty and trust in what you think and what you feel. And okay, there are certain individuals maybe in your life that you can clearly say, all right, I know that you deplete me, or you trigger me, or you are not necessarily good for me. But there's also all of those much more subtle ways that the pressure of people that are in your life, and usually those closest to us, our near loved ones, because that's where our heart chakra is wide open, isn't it? And often they can be the relationships that have the most to teach us, especially when we're trying to exercise a new level of understanding about our value, about our vision, and about the direction with which we want to move forward. So you've got Chariot energy here, and it is by taking that position, that independence, that valuing your own personal freedom and being able to exercise that in ways that say, this is where I'm going and this is why I'm going in this direction. But at the same time, I'm not leaving you behind. I don't see like an abandoning energy from Virgo here. What I see is that you are more than ready to get going and to kind of see some movement somewhere. And the thing with October, on the whole, I've got this theme coming through of just like us connecting the dots, like pictures are starting to emerge with greater and greater clarity. And that's going to be playing out, in the wider collective, but very personally to you as well, Virgo. So you'll be understanding from a heart space, this is what's important. This is why it's important. And I can't not follow this. I cannot not commit to this. And, being able to put into practice now that understanding is really where your Chariot's going to be supportive of you. Now, is it going to be easy? No. But you're okay with that. It's an opportunity through October where you've got to keep starting over each day from a place of kindness and forgiving yourself, because you know what? We don't all get it right. We don't. Sometimes we say things we don't mean. Sometimes we act in ways we wish we didn't. Sometimes, there are decisions that we make and we think, well, that wasn't probably the best choice, but that's okay. You get to through October. It's one of these months where there's a lot of start-stop energy. We have several planets moving direct. Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, and then later in the month, Mercury. What that means is there's this kind of jolting, lurching forward. So if you can imagine you're kind of in the chariot and then, you stop and then all of a sudden it kicks off and there's that kind of feeling in your body. So, it isn't like a smooth ride, which means it's okay to have those moments where it feels like, okay, I need to just track back, and of course retrograde energy is going to invite you to do that, and things come up that maybe are going to go awry a little bit, and again, we just need to kind of have a really calm and balanced outlook about that. Things are chaotic and they are frenzied out there, but you do still have a choice right now in terms of where you want to put your energy, and we really want you to be focused on the way in which you are now communicating this newfound value that has come about as a result of moving through that beautiful solar returns that you've just had. Now, during that new moon, what we also have is Ceres, the asteroid goddess, moving through Gemini, and she's trining at that new moon, but she's also about to station retrograde on the 8th. Now, Ceres is the goddess of harvest and nourishment, and in Gemini, she's really wanting us to accept the cycles of things, accept the nature of as we move through the seasons, and what we gain from that experience. And of course we've just shifted with the equinox, and our body and our minds, our whole energy field is still adjusting to that. So be aware of that as you're coming into October. You really are still kind of coming into a new rhythm for yourself. But the energy of death here, transformation coming through, again talking about some uncomfortable changes that are coming up, but Ceres and Gemini is saying, let's nurture our higher mind, let's cultivate a new language, so that even when we come up against things that do feel difficult and put us into a state of disarray and turmoil, we can still carefully choose our language. We can still carefully decide that actually what the vision and what we are holding true to, what our values represent, how much we know the value of who we are and what we bring to each and every situation and each and every relationship really matters. So you do have something coming to a point of end, but I also think it's directly related to those aspects of your life that are wildly out of balance. Wildly out of balance. Now, because all of these planets shifting direct, on the whole are in Aquarius, which is that 6th house energy for you, expect the things out of balance to be connected into health and well-being and also into your work. Okay, so, perhaps relationships with yourself in terms of, what you're eating, how you're exercising, what your health and vitality looks like, what you've learned over these last few months, what has been exacerbated or inflamed because of Jupiter's focus, where Saturn has said we've got to do it differently in order to be healthy and prosperous moving forward. Of course, in the work area, the way that you do your work, how you approach it, are you burning out? Are you all in and then nothing at all? Is it consuming every waking minute of your life? There are some tough things that I think you've had to work through that are going to be highlighted now in a way that says, okay, now we have the opportunity to make an adjustment. Now we have the opportunity to kind of really come at it from a place of what we understand our true value to be. We've got to be really secure in ourselves in that moment. And then we get to make a change. Now your 8 of Wands comes in with some beautiful news, following what I feel is a bit of an uncomfortable journey. So there's something innately positive. You're lifting off here. It's almost like you're getting a cosmic boost, if you like. So the news and information that's on its way to you. And I want to say, let's pay more attention toward the mid-month, perhaps, when this starts to unfold, or even in toward the latter part of October. Because when Jupiter shifts direct, there should be a beautiful gift that comes in for you, okay? So it may be a breakthrough, it may be news or communication from somebody that you've been waiting to hear from, or revisiting a conversation that you've already had that didn't go so well, and now you get a better opportunity to kind of get it back on track, so to speak. Now, we are going to be making our way towards a full moon in Aries on the 20th of the month. It's intense, it's fiery, it's got a difficult opposition with Pluto and Mars coming through. So expect that to be a bit heated, but at the same time, it's going to reveal the true emotions that lay beneath situations that may have otherwise felt a little bit more clinical. So if there has been something going on where you felt it's been devoid of emotion, or somebody has been devoid of emotion, around that full moon, I would say that they're not really going to be able to not reveal how they feel and what's going on. But for you as well, it's also about recapturing and reclaiming the passion of something. And again, with this newfound value and with this very deliberate intention by you to kind of start to choose your words more carefully in terms of the life you are literally crafting for yourself, I think there's something coming to fruition in and around that time that also feels like it could give you a big leap forward. Now, that is also the energy of October, because we have these kind of jolt energies. You might find that you get to skip a few levels, or you can literally rise up and over a challenging situation, and something perhaps you were worried about but ends up not being so bad because you can circumnavigate it, or something else comes in at the 11th hour and sort of means that you don't have to deal with it. You can literally move beyond it. And we're really all about trying to focus your energy and attention towards making sure that you're getting balance in all areas of your life through October. That's what, this energy is really trying to teach you, more so than anything else. Virgo, you carry so much beautiful heart energy. You really do. There is so much love within you. And I want to say, this is a month where you really need to be gifting more of that to yourself. You really do. Now, that said, I have this feeling that you're also going to this month be literally picking something up that's broken, or maybe even someone that's broken, and there's something about your ability to kind of hone in and get to the root cause of what the issue is, and be able to offer healing, or be able to offer some way of mending something. And even though I feel it is personal, I think it is more about what is going on for them that you're going to be able to support them with through the course of this month as well. There's a reminder, I think, of the journey that you've been on, the darkness that you've endured this year and perhaps are continuing to in some areas of your life. It isn't what defines you, it's really about the light that never leaves you. And I think the remembrance of that is going to come in at the most poignant times in October, when you really need to remember that. You really need to remember what it's taken to get to this stage, what you've invested, what you've been through, how you've been able to carve out like this life that you have so purposefully manifested. And even if you are looking at me going, Romy, like there's nothing around my life right now that I think I manifested. Well, sometimes you don't understand what the precursor to everything that you're meant to have looks like. Sometimes it looks like, frankly, it can be a little bit of a shit show. Sometimes there are aspects of our life where like, I really didn't ask for that. Why is it here? Why does it keep showing up? And yet the value of how you continue to perceive yourself as you deal with these things, as you endure different situations that feel challenging, as you are constantly tested, you literally do create this, spiritual backbone and this sense of clarity about actually what is important, what does matter. And so, it's sometimes we have to go through these phases in order to kind of really come to the true understanding of where our heart lies. Now, your Eight of Cups, beneath death here again is telling me that there's a removal of something from your life. You are letting go, you are moving away, you are allowing yourself, giving yourself permission to say, this isn't working anymore. And even though that may feel uncomfortable, excuse me, I don't feel that you have regret. I think it's very, very clear to you what aspect of your life you need to let go of, because you know the energy imbalance of it. And it's almost like it's the planets shifting direct this month are like the floodgates opening. And so all of that energy has been backed up. And it's like you feel the pressure, and you know you're about to be catapulted off in like a different direction, on a new pathway. Something's changing in your life, you're feeling into that, and it's like, I can't bring this with me. This isn't a part of what my future looks like. Now, yeah, maybe for some of you that's, connecting to specific relationships, but for some of you it might just be something that, has been with you for some time and really isn't serving in any way now. And especially as we look at that sixth house energy, is it part of your ritual and routine that needs to completely be overhauled, or something to do with your work that has to give? King of Pentacles, of course, it's representative of your sign, isn't it? The earth energy, also Taurus, Capricorn. But I like this because actually it gives a firm, strong foundation for you to be able to elevate and position yourself beautifully. So, it's like, you can trust that the rug isn't going to get pulled here. So when you're about to set off in a new direction, or you want to take a risk, or you want to hedge a bet, or you want to sort of see where something can go, or allow yourself to be carried by the momentum of someone or something, then there is a beautiful, strong foundation here. And the King of Pentacles says, again, like, let's be deliberate and intentional. And let's do things and do them in the right way. And when we do, they can last. You can really make something be a beautiful, repetitive energy in your life, but from a healthy perspective, not from a place that's actually draining and depleting you and is therefore what you need to release and let go of. So I think that's the wisdom and the energy that comes through. Now, yeah, we do have the Eight of Cups turned away from the King of Pentacles, so there may also be a situation where someone is turning away from you, or you yourself feel like it's time to turn away from someone else. And so again, that might play out for you with the energy of death coming through. A natural conclusion here. I'm not getting the wrecking kind of energies of heartbreak and tower, and so it doesn't feel to me like it's something that you didn't know was coming, or you're not actually in a place where you've already accepted it in some instances. Now it's just about how it plays out. That's what I feel. It's really just now about how it plays out. It may have already been over for a long time, in all honesty, Virgo, and now this is just the sort of formalization of something. You might find that that's also the case. Oh, interesting. Wheel of Fortune coming in. I really like that for you. Of course, with Jupiter shifting direct links into the energy of the Wheel of Fortune. There is this gift coming for you, and what does it look like? Well, it looks like new opportunities. It looks like doors opening. It looks like unexpected surprises happening. You can see her heart is actually highlighted here with all of the wheels and the cogs that are turning. And so it is something that you feel passionate about and really will activate into the heart energy, okay? So I feel like that surprise that comes in, pay attention toward the end of the month. As we make our way into Scorpio season and we come up toward Samhain, Halloween on the 31st, where the veil is at its thinnest, you're going to start to receive beautiful messages from your guides, from loved ones that have passed over. Mars also shifts into Scorpio, and there's this beautiful opportunity to kind of really focus and to trust in our instinct and to kind of have that laser-like vision of this is what matters. And you know, there's challenge there. It's like challenge to do the impossible, and all of a sudden the Wheel of Fortune comes in. It says, yes, the time is now and this is going to happen. Are you ready? Are you on board? And I feel with that Chariot energy, 3 of Wands, you are, but it's only after you've dealt with something here that you know is toxic to the soul. Literally, that's the best way I can put it, you know. And even if it on the surface, on paper, doesn't look like it's anything so negative. I mean, we're all on the spectrum of dealing with things and interpreting them in different ways. So you might think, oh, it's not that big a deal. But actually, when you do eliminate it and really free yourself from it, it can be the one thing that was holding everything else up. And so you do have this powerful movement and shift forward that seems to happen as a result of that, with a little bit of the hand of fate coming in to kind of support you as well. Now remember, I've said this many times in my readings, when Wheel of Fortune moments happen, they can also feel really disruptive as well, because it's not where our energy was focused. You know, we might have been asking for certain things and the universe comes and delivers it in a way we'd never anticipated. So that can also feel a bit disruptive to our equilibrium. And so you also need to make sure that you stay rooted in yourself, but also give yourself enough permission to say yes to things. Between worlds, you literally are in transition right now. Excuse me. You literally are in transition at the moment, and that can feel disruptive, yeah. But I think you are enough into the color now. You're tired of the grey. You literally are tired of the grey. You're enough in the color that that's going to be the thing that's going to pull you forward. And again, we've got, you know, the number 3 here. It links into that sense of creativity, of fertile energy. Something is ready to kind of catapult you and push you forward. Your Page of Wands wants you to be open. And even if you are sort of focused on helping, fixing, you know, tending to something as you do so well through the course of this month, you know, restoring somebody's confidence, restoring, sort of helping them with their health or vitality, because I do feel you in that position through the course of this month. You are still not meant to kind of let go of the important things, the priorities that you have. Maybe that's a part of it, you know, but you're just getting clearer about the balance of, you know, give and take in your life, really, truly. Your money story is also majorly up for review through this month, yeah? So you are meant to be looking at that with scrutiny, Virgo, and really addressing what needs to change. How am I going to allow for bigger changes to come in this way? Oh, nice. A new start is coming, new moon. That new moon in Libra is going to be powerful, you know, with Pluto shifting direct the same day. It's such a statement. So what is your statement? You are between worlds right now. What is going to be the one thing that's going to allow you to kind of really take that bigger step forward? Got to trust in yourself right now. So family, happy reunion, support, order from chaos. I love that, order from chaos. Well, if there's a sign that can make order from the chaos, it's yours, yeah? But I think it's also about transcending above the frenzy and really allowing yourself to sit in your own beautiful spiritual haven and that bubble that keeps you safe, gives you certainty, and drawing people toward you that have that same outlook, that have that same vision. the reunion is lovely because, of course, in, retrograde energy, even though it can sometimes bring back unpleasant relationships that karmically we need to deal with, it also gives us the opportunity to reconnect to people from the past that we've lost touch with. Excuse me, Virgo. I'm getting to the end of filming my soul stories and the voice is going. So yeah, it's a beautiful time to be able to reconnect with people from the past. And I think that's also going to give you a tremendous amount of support and validation, and also show you how far you've come, because you're going to look at yourself through their eyes almost, and recognize like you're so different from the person you were the last time you connected with them. And I think that can actually be quite helpful for you as well, again, in sort of taking that step to transition forward. So this is a general reading for the month of October. If you'd like to join me for the extended, I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple of cards for a question that you have that I might not have covered in this main 9-card spread. So just think about that for me just now. Okay. And excuse me, we're just going to clarify this main 9-card block. 9 of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, water sign energy here. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. 8 of Swords. It is the time for you to believe that you can get what you want. Doesn't matter how many setbacks you've had. You feel a bit doubtful about something in that early part of the month, though. Oh, I like that cardinal energy of the Emperor and the Chariot for you. It's the thing that's going to push you over the line. And that fixed sign of Taurus energy coming through with the Hierophant. You're going to make a firm commitment, and you are going to see it through. Look at the positivity that comes in after the ending there. 8 of Wands again, beautiful. Ace of Wands. Do you know, honestly, I feel that upset is someone else's. Either this is the person I see you breaking, who's a bit broken, and I see you helping, or I see that you are literally having to upset the apple cart in some of the choices and decisions you're going to be making. We'll see, though. Go into a little bit more detail in the extended. A lot of people have a lot to say about your decisions this month, Virgo. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can find the link for the extended reading in the description box in the comment section underneath. And be sure to check out your rising and your moon sign soul stories across October. And if it has resonated for you, be sure to drop me a like and a comment. I appreciate you so much. You take good care.